I'm gonna edit out a lot of this crap. Guys, I just want to say how super excited I am for tonight's game. The Improbable Alliance, also known as the Unlikely Alliance, if you translate it correctly from French, apparently according to the FAQ. I want you to know that Jeff brought his own dice because he thinks mine are cursed because I'm the Overlord. Okay, so just so you guys don't think I'm cheating,
is a thing.
I do have my blue gem from last game that I spent my 15 experience points for killing you. For throwing, what's your character?
Zalata.
Zalata. I threw Zalata over the balcony and murdered her. And so I got a lot of experience points for that. So I have a blue gem. For all purposes except for recovery, it counts as 2 gems. So when I recovered, it counts as 1. Okay, so as per tradition, Jeff will start by reading the narrative text because he's much better at it than I am. His passion seeps through, his ability to say the names correctly, unending. And then I'll read the base scenario rules.
I will read this very Ben Stein-like. After reading the letter found in Publio's belongings, Conan understands that Flavio's abductor used the services of an accomplice who is not identified in the letter, but that the latter should go to the coastal territory of the Picts in order to successfully proceed in the exchange of arms, jewels, and wine for skins, copper ore, and gold dust. Without further delay, the mercenaries embark on the first ship leaving for Zingara, deciding to then join the Pictish territory by way of the mainland. Conan knows that this is a dangerous journey. The wild and desolate west coast stretches for 1,000 miles, and it is only populated by coastal villages of ferocious tribes. After having disembarked at Cordova, the sumptuous capital of Zingara, and having been made an exhausting journey of several days through the Pictish wilderness, Conan and his men finally arrive at the edge of the village indicated in the letter. They find a blue gem and confiscate it. A few hours of careful surveillance enable them to see that several foreigners are lodging there with the painted devils, a Kushite sorcerer, a Kothian warrior, and a Turanian prince. It is now necessary to enter the village in order to unmask the accomplice and interrogate him.
Okay, winning the game. Win conditions. If the hero with the information, it's literally a card that says information with a book, flees the village before the end of famous turn 8, the heroes win the game. Because all the scenarios are 8 rounds, it seems like. From turn 6, the Overlord can help the lieutenant with the information to flee. If they succeed, the Overlord immediately wins the game. If the lieutenant with the information does not flee, and if the Overlords haven't managed to find the information, or if the hero with the information hasn't managed to flee, by the end of turn 8, the Overlord wins.
Okay, would you please read that again?
Okay. From turn 6, the Overlord can help the lieutenants. So I have 2 lieutenants that possibly have information. And I will randomly get that here in a second in setup. It's going to be either this guy or this guy that has the information you don't know.
This guy or this guy?
No.
2 outside, 1.
No. He's the guy who's brokering the deal. It's either
Karim Shah is over there. And I don't know who this is.
Adria or something? I don't know.
Agira,
there we go. Bagheera from the Jungle Book.
No, this would be Agira.
Mowgli Black Panther.
So,
I gotta think of which story he's from.
While you ponder that, I'll reread it. From turn 6, the Overlord can help the lieutenant with the information to flee. If they succeed, the Overlord wins immediately. So technically from turn 6 onward, if I can get off the board with the person that has the information, I win. If the lieutenant with the information does not flee the board, and if the heroes haven't managed to find the information, Or if the hero with the information hasn't managed to flee at the end of turn 8, the Overlord still wins. So even if my guy with the information hasn't fled, I can still win. Or if your guy with the information hasn't fled, then I still win.
So we need to capture and kill
I will
one
explain
of
that
the
here in a
two.
second. Yeah, I have the special rules for that.
Okay.
Game starts on the hero's turn. Heroes start in spaced marked 1. So you guys are starting here. A lot of options for this one.
Keep this.
Watch it there, Hansy.
She's leading. She's putting her best part forward to lead. After setup, the heroes move 5 gems from the reserve to their fatigue zone, which your noble overlord did for you in
You are
pre-setup.
so nice to us.
I am.
I tell you, you have like our interest at heart.
I do. I just want to get right to the game.
I don't even know why you're an overlord. You are so generous.
The Overlord starts with 12 gems in their reserve zone and 2 in their fatigue zone and places the recovery tokens showing a value of 7 in the Book of Skelos. My event tile gives me 2 things. Either 3 points of reinforcements or tactical move. The Overlord gains 4 movement points that can be used immediately. This can be shared however the Overlord wishes between all of his lieutenants. The captain, is it Karimshah?
Karimshah.
Karimshah and Bagheera. Agira. I messed myself up because I said Bagheera as a joke because I watched the Jungle Book the other night. Agira. Okay. For the Conan purist out there, my apologies, I suck. And Jeff's about as pure as you can get when it comes to Conan. And he doesn't think I suck too bad. So,
Not too bad.
the health for everyone is 5 for the captain, 6 for the other 2 lieutenants, and 7 for the giant spider, which I have painted in honor of the banana spiders in Florida I used to play with as a kid. Special rules. This is where you'll want to put down your phone and pay attention the most. Information. Karimshah and Agira are the potential information carriers. During setup, the Overlord mixes 2 token numbered 1 and 2. So I have tokens 1 and 2. I mix them up and I choose one. If it's a number 1, it is Agira. If it's a number 2, it is him. So I'm going to choose one of these tokens randomly, look at it without showing it to the heroes, and then place it face down in front of me.
So Rich, you want to look over and see if you...
I got my phone.
Oh, good, perfect.
recording
I'm
underneath,
glad.
so-
Good.
Okay. So I will just stick this token over here, not to be bothered. Okay, so that is the informant on that token.
Accidentally.
Interrogation. To extract the information from a lieutenant, the hero must kill the lieutenant. Now, don't confuse lieutenant with the captain, right? These guys are all 3 of them are considered lieutenants for the purposes of the scenario. The heroes must kill the lieutenant. The Overlord then reveals if they were the information carrier. If it was the information carrier, the Overlord replaces the information carrier's model with the information card in the same area. A hero within the information card area can pick it up by performing a simple manipulation, which is just spend 1 gem. No dice rolls. Fleeing the village. A model can flee the village from one of the 3 entrance areas, northwest, southwest, and east. Yep, there and there. Once a model has fled, the model cannot be returned to the board. Overlord models cannot flee before the beginning of turn 6. Although I see no reason why you can't move towards it before then, right? Right? Yeah. I would think so, right? You just can't go off the board.
And you're the Overlord.
You're stuck at the edge of the village being like, I'm just going to watch this disaster for as long as possible. Chest. During setup, the Overlord placed 3 chests on the board as indicated in the setup diagram. The asset deck contains a life potion, a Zengarian bow, and chainmail. So there you go.